Hello, my name is Marina Ray. Welcome to my channel. And we continue to review the textbook, Construction Materials, Methods, and Techniques, Building for a Sustainable Future. This video is about Chapter 4, and the the total amount of chapters is 42. So we'll review one chapter per video. So chapter 4 is about the building site. So basically, there are a few important things that we need to be aware of when we talk about the site. And when we are done with this chapter, you'll be able to define the types of site surveys that are required to document site conditions. Then also we'll take a look at the problems that may occur during excavation and techniques to control them. Also, we'll discuss a few types of structures that are used to control surface and subsurface storm runoff. And we'll take a look at the paving materials, and then we'll see how important the planning and construction of different earthwork components and techniques are. Let's start with a subchapter that is called site assessment. And for those of you who are in the land surveying, it will be quite easy because you already know the definition between the property survey, existing condition survey, and topo or topography survey. But for those of you who are in the construction management, architecture, engineering, or other fields, that will be quite interesting to see. So please refer to the textbook. There are a few diagrams and charts that I would like you to be familiar with. Also, there is an environmental assessment of the site, or ESA, environmental site assessment. That is done mostly for the brownfield, for the brownfield remediation, and for those sites that are considered to be a Superfund by the EPA. Also, there are subsurface investigation techniques for the sites, as well as the site plans that are prepared after all the investigations and surveys are done. As far as the site work activities, there are a few charts that I would like you to see. So please go to the chapter and you'll see the sedimentation and erosion control. And the construction management companies can prepare for that if they have a construction activities pollution prevention plan done in advance, as well as the SWIP or the stormwater pollution prevention plan. That helps a lot to actually mitigate the risk of the soil erosion and the stormwater runoff. Stormwater drainage is important, and when the demolition occurs, the construction manager needs to be prepared for the potential soil erosion, because when the building is no longer there, the water actually runs differently on the site. Let's move to the earthwork. That's the next subchapter here. And we know that that is one of the most expensive components of the construction of the site development. So cut and fill is always something that we need to balance on the site, because all in the soil, the earth is expensive. So we always want to keep the same amount of earth on the site, depending on the project. Grading is important. You need to understand what and how can be graded. And when we do the excavation, you need to know the properties of different materials, cohesive materials, such as, for example, clay or like gravel, which is a different material, and the angle of repose is different as well. So when we prepare the braces or retaining walls to keep the excavation trench in place, there are different techniques. Also, This chapter talks a little bit about the cofferdams and caissons. We'll talk more about that later, but please refer to the sections here as well as the side pictures. So that is important to understand how that is done, when you need the caissons, when you need the piles, when you need the posts, when you need just the wall foundation or just the footings, and you need to understand how deep you need to plan those, how deep the water table is, where the competent soil is, and so on. So also de-watering techniques are important here. So when we deal with the high water table, we really need to know how to make sure that that is not gonna have potential problems down the road when the building is already constructed. Underpinning techniques is another thing when we need to preserve the upper part of the building, but we're doing something else with the lower part of it. We're just demoing and we need to underpin it so that is the structure is safe. When we talk about paving, there are different variations of that. You know that there's asphalt paving or concrete paving or unit paving. So please make sure that you know the difference, you know how to deal with that and where to place it. And there are also seismic considerations. There is a little bit of information here in this chapter. And for those seismic earthquake prone zones, there are different techniques and tactics how to deal with that. So that was it for our chapter 4. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in chapter 5.